What's up, you guys? I'm Ted, the Tall Techie, and today we're going to do a review on the Nintendo Switch. In this review, we're going to talk about a lot of the things that are important about the Switch, and then mainly if it's still worth buying before the second wave drops in a couple weeks. So, like I said, getting your hands on a Switch at this point is pretty difficult. There have been some random excursions where you've seen them on eBay or they've come and you've found a used one, but I wouldn't necessarily pick one up for one of the jacked up prices that you can get them for, like on Amazon or anything third party selling them for an inflated rate, because they will be available and be available to you guys who haven't gotten a chance to buy one soon. There's a lot of things that I like about the Nintendo Switch. Overall, I think it's an incredibly innovative device. I think that there is a number of things that Nintendo has done in order to make it portable and still make it sustainable as a console that is really fantastic. Now, that being said, there's also some disadvantages. So, we're going to talk about first the positives, because I always like outlining the positives. The positives of the device are that the screen, even though it's 720p on the actual tablet, I think it actually looks quite good. And when you're playing it in your hands, it feels really good, it feels natural, and it feels like you are able to be in control and it's not like too big. I actually like the feeling of it in your hands slightly better than I liked the feeling of the 3DS XL actually. I like more screen real estate and the resolution is nice even though it's 720p. The 720p resolution, while some would say, oh my gosh, we're in 4Kville now, they went with going with a 720p resolution because I think it helps a lot with the battery life. Also, when you dock it into the dock like you were going to play it for a console game, you know, from your couch in your living room on your television, they do up it to 1080p. So the 1080p display is still there, and most people yet don't even have 4K televisions. So if you don't have a 4K television, you're pretty much maximizing what it can do. Although the graphics card potential on the Nintendo Switch is not going to be as powerful as that of the PS4 or Xbox One S, certainly. Another thing that I really like about the Switch is that Nintendo has really maintained to what they do best, and that's their exclusive titles. Having The Legend of Zelda is like a magical experience, and getting this new game, Breath of the Wild, looks amazing. The storyline is fantastic, and I think once you get your hands on it, it really feels like a harkening back to those old games that I loved so much as a kid, like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And I've been playing those since launch, and anyone who is watching that is a 90s child will also know that experience is something super special. So I think that Nintendo has done a fantastic job of reawakening a series that hasn't been as interesting in the past years, The Legend of Zelda. I think that the Wii U games and some of the Wii games even were not quite as strong as obviously the N64 games that we used to get. For me, this has been a really reinvigorating experience into the Nintendo world, and I definitely love Breath of the Wild and playing it on the Switch. I think that the versatility of the Switch is also one of its biggest pluses. I love that you can take it on the airplane with you and use the kickstand in order to stand it up, and the Joy-Cons actually feel incredibly comfortable even when they're not docked in the controller dock. I like the fact that they're portable, and I love the fact that you can finally have a console where you can play with your friends in the same room again. I think that that's something that's really lacking in the console world, and I love to see that. So good on you, Nintendo, for making split screen and co-op back to life. That's a lot of positives. And I don't want to sound negative with these negatives, but there are a couple things about the Switch that I really would have liked to have seen changed at launch, and really am hoping that Nintendo does something about in the future as well. I think that the lack of titles at launch is absolutely unacceptable. Breath of the Wild, while it's a great game, pretty much everything else that is out and in stock at this point is not really worth buying, in my opinion. I'm really hoping and looking forward to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I'm definitely really looking forward towards Super Mario. But those games didn't come out at launch, and I would have really liked to see them work harder to make some more exclusives come out at launch. Another big issue that I think Nintendo has in general and has had in the past years is that they're trying to harken too much back to all of their exclusive titles. So they keep recycling games over and over and over, like the movie industry is doing currently, in order to just maximize capital on the games that everyone already knows and loves. I would really love Nintendo to take a risk like PS4 has done with Horizon Zero Dawn and make a really new, interesting storyline that doesn't revolve around any of the characters that we've already seen in the past games. Based on how they can innovate in the hardware sense, I really feel like they should be able to innovate as far as game development and coming out with new creative titles that make the people that are wanting to shy away from buying Nintendo just to play the same old characters into re-getting into it and having that kind of like childlike experience by having a new game that feels totally new. One other slight inconvenience, and this is relatively a minor gripe, I would like to see better battery life. The 3DS has amazing battery life, and I know that while this is a more powerful console than the 3DS, it's still not more powerful than any of the other gaming consoles, and I think if you're gonna market yourself as a portable console, I think you should try to at least have or maintain, I would like to see like a 7 or 8 hour battery life. I don't think that's necessarily reasonable, but I don't think I've ever gotten more than 5, and that's just messing around on it. So I would love to see that improved. But overall, I think that the Switch is great. I think that if you want to spend your money on it, that it's worth still getting. I like it. I'm really hoping that they make a Mario Party. I used to love playing that game when I was a kid. So there's a lot to look forward to, and I think that Nintendo's done a really good job with a lot so far on the Switch, but there's still some improvements that they need to make. Try it out. I think you'll like it. If you can play it in the store, getting hands-on is the best way to try one of these things out. I hope this review was helpful to you guys, and let me know what you'd like me to review in the future. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much. Have a great day.